Laugh out loud, it's the place to be, where geeky minds meet so naturally. From pixel legends to blockbuster heart, dive right in, let's set this vibe apart.
So that's when I told him, look, back off. That's my Twinkie. And he did. And the rest is history.
I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta put your foot in the door and drop the quarters in the machine, and you're good.
Yep.
Stay focused. Stay sharp.
Exactly.
All right, so we have a good time tonight. Now, I gotta tell you, just so you know, Barrett and Matt and Alan all came by today, and Santa. Do you remember what Santa got me for my computer last year?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Barrett and we sat down and we installed it today, and then we turned on the computer.
Yep.
And got a blank screen. But no, we got it worked out. So the graphics card is working on it. I booted up one of the games that I have to run at medium on my old graphics chip. And this one, I didn't change it to high at this point. I just kept it on medium, and the thing loaded super fast.
Oh, good.
And so I cranked it all the way up to best, and it was running just fine.
I think with my current setup, even with the card that I that you got in there, I was able to get Grand Theft Auto 5. I got it pretty high, but I think the one I have now, I can max it out completely as long as it doesn't go up to 4K.
Mm.
4K seems to still be a problem, but that's all right. I don't have a 4K monitor. I have a ultra widescreen 1440p monitor.
So thank you, Santa, wherever you are. And it's a shame that you woke up when the police were trying to shake you awake.
Yeah, that was an interesting set of videos to make.
Yeah.
Now I have one where it's Dewey Finch. It's an idea that I'm running. It's called Dewey Finch, and it's a takeoff of Designated Survivor. So the idea would be that the president of the United States has to hire his brother, who's an idiot, to do something, and his mother wants him to be in the cabinet. So they make him the cabinet. They decided they're going to get rid of the Department of Education anyway, so they put him in charge of the Department of Education. And the idea is that there's a movie idea that I have now that I'm giving you. The idea is that he becomes a designated survivor because none of the other cabinet members can stand him. So they don't want him at the president's speech, and then the terrorists attack and they kill everybody, and he becomes the one who ends becoming president of the United States. So that's
you know who'd be great for that role, actually, though?
What?
Adam Sandler.
Well, my idea was because I was doing it on Sora, was to have Chris Farley.
That's another one. That's another one.
The commander-in-chief who was going to be idiot-in-chief.
Yeah.
So
I mean that goes along with things like Tommy Boy and Black Sheep.
Yeah, exactly. And then the idea would be that maybe he would actually, if you develop this into a movie, you got to have some kind of story, right? So the story would be somebody there, an older man who likes him for some reason. Maybe he held the door open for him or something. Earlier in the movie, Dewey showed him something, and the old man likes him for some reason. And the old man takes him under his wing and helps him become an actual president. But at the same time, the new, not the new, but the speaker. Actually, yeah, it would be the new Speaker of the House, who is now going to be in line for the presidency because if you know constitutional law, he would be the antagonist in the movie, and always trying to find a way to screw the guy up and get him thrown out of office so that he could become the president. And that would be your internal conflict. And then it could be that the movie gets resolved when a vice president is chosen, and the vice president assumes the role as regular president because Dewey realizes he can't do the job. That could be the end of the movie. Sir, I just wrote a movie for you, Hollywood. This thing would make $1 million, but you're not going to do it. You're going to redo some movie that's been done like 30 times already. So go.
Here's the thing on that idea is that the thing that he needs to teach the old man has to be something that is so intricate but so pointless, but yet something all everyone wants to know, and has to be kind of on a intellectual level on such a stupid level. So
Here's what it is. I got it for you, dude. Okay.
all right, got you. That's what you got.
Let's see if your idea matches mine then. My idea, 'cause I just came up with while you were saying this, was that the old man is fumbling around with his smartphone that he just got. And Dewey shows him how to do something on the phone.
I got better.
All right, go ahead.
Dewey teaches him how to unwrap foil wrap chicken without ripping the foil. Because that stuff impossible.
I never would have thought of that. I was just thinking if it's an old man, like it would be like a younger person, because even though he's an idiot, he's still younger generation, so he understands how to do stuff on a phone.
Mm.
And that would be the thing he could show the old person is, oh yeah, like, oh, I can't figure out how to use this goddamn Twitter. It's like, oh, let me show you. Do, 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 do. Oh, thank you, young man. Like that could be the thing that impresses the old man, so that he decides to help him.
The problem though is that would be something that all of the young generation would know. This has to be something that like you have to be on such a level to know that no one else will know.
Oh, because it's the fried chicken. So maybe it's just because Dewey is an idiot that he would the one thing he would know how to do is how to eat.
It would know how to do, yes, and he just and he likes Chinese food so much that he goes to Chinese food all the time, and it's just something that he's mastered.
So keep an eye out for that. It's gonna be coming out soon. Dewey Finch is the idiot in chief. You know what? I'm glad we're getting this recorded. Cause watch, this movie's gonna come out next year, and then we'll be in like some massive lawsuit fighting for the rights.
There we go. Yep. So you heard it first on the BM show.
Yeah, yeah. My cousin's a lawyer, so I can go and.
Mm. So with that, we don't really have much to start out the show with. So I think we're actually going to be getting the topic 20 minutes sooner than we normally do.
I mean, we could talk about you talked about your video card. I've been, I bought a collection of Hulk Hogan stuff, 40 discs of Hulk Hogan. And it's really some of the most badly edited stuff I've ever seen. I'm going through it little by little, organizing it, because I want it on my hard drive. I want to be able to, like, okay, I want to find Hulk Hogan versus Ken Patera. Well, there it is, that type of thing. And so I've been going through that, and it's been interesting seeing Hogan through the years, because the discs are very unorganized. There's stuff like 1 minute he's in the NWO, and the next minute he's Sterling Golden in the WCW, back in the NWA, and then the next minute he's at the Spectrum taking on Iron Sheik. And it's all over the place, and it's been interesting to see it.
But
and then see what the person who made this collection, what they thought was important and what they didn't think was important. The stuff that I got that I really wanted out of this, though, is it's Hogan in Japan. In Japan, Hulk Hogan is a completely different wrestler in Japan. In the U.S., he only knows 5 moves. He puts his hand to his ear, and it's all about that. In Japan, he actually knows how to wrestle.
Okay.
So it's interesting to see him like grappling and actually doing wrestling moves. And it's because it's a different culture over there. I mean, after he blew up here and became like the stuff that, like, when he's a different wrestler, he isn't like the full blown Hulk Hogan yet. Once he becomes full blown Hulk Hogan, that's what and then they start expecting him to come there and do his 5 moves, and that's it. And then wrestling's always been a thing. It's about how can I get paid the most amount of money for doing the least amount of work.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's like life.
Well, it is life, yeah. So yeah, so it's just an extension of life. It's just these guys, like, once you become big enough, and you're like, well, I could still draw the same amount of money, and I don't have to kill myself as hard.
Mhm.
Shit. Okay.
Now, so this collection that you got, I have to say though, it's not complete unless it came with one of those Hulk Hogan plush slam wrestling doll things. Do you remember those?
I do remember those. I had the Macho King.
Oh, you actually had one.
I had one. Yes, I did. So yeah, I had one. I had the Macho King, and then one of the kids from my school had the Ultimate Warrior, and I think another person I knew had Hulk Hogan, and then nobody had the $1 Million Man that I knew, but that was the fourth one. They had it. I don't know why they threw the $1 Million Man in there. It's like, yeah, we got three good guys, and let's just throw in like the top villain. I don't know. They probably didn't sell too well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting going through all this. It's like I said, it's just a gigantic utter mess. Some of the stuff like I have to go through, and like I'm literally going through each one of them, and like pretty much doing the same remastering job I would do for the church,
Okay.
where I take the audio and just try to level the audio out and clean stuff up where I can. I'm like doing more of a rush job where I'm not like as intricate with it, but
Mhm.
it's just a lot of the stuff like the picture's squished, so I have to stretch the picture out, or it's got stuff that doesn't really matter, so I can cut that stuff out, or the white balance is off, shit like that. And I'm just going through and just, I want it to look nice, and I want to have it like I don't know what I'm gonna do with it all. I probably should figure that out. And it's like the guy's selling me bootlegs, and he's trying to talk to me. He's trying to talk me up in price and stuff. And I'm like, dude, I know these are I know that you're going to be sending me bootlegs. There's no way for $40 you're going to send me like the actual WWE release footage of this shit. I know that. But like it's but the go and ask for more, like the fact you're asking for 40 for a bunch of burned discs, that's already too much. But you know what? You're saving me the time of looking for this stuff. Here it is. Here's a collection.
Well, the way I look at it is you could look at it as so $40. How many discs did it come with?
40.
$40 for 40 discs.
Yes.
Okay, so that works out to about 25 cents per disc plus 75 cents to handwrite on each disc what's on
Yeah, I know. I know. And then he 3 of the discs were bad, so I had to order replacements from him. And he used that as an opportunity to upsell me into buying the Macho Man collection for $15.
There you go. You got it. How many discs did you get with that one?
That one's 20 discs for $15.
Oh, see, Macho Man is not as valuable as Hulk Hogan then.
And apparently there's not as much out there either, because this Hulk Hogan one, it's not absolutely 100% comprehensive, but it's pretty comprehensive. Like there's stuff from like when he was first starting. There's this one promo video which is just awesome of him, where it's just him in a dark room and there's just enough light where you could see him and his muscles, and they're doing this whole thing where it's like, this man is not an illusion. He's real. And like just playing it up, like look at this amazing creature in front of you. And at the time, I mean, he was like the next other than like Andre the Giant, he was like one of the biggest guys. 6'7", 320 pounds, and he's blonde.
Well, the thing about that is that was then. Now with AI, it would be this man is not an illusion, or he just might actually be.
Yeah, or is he?
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
The mystery shall remain.
Yeah, it's crazy. He had a long career too. He wrestled up until like 2012 was his last match, which is weird. Actually, that's part of the collection is his last match, which was recorded with somebody's camcorder from the looks of it,
Mm-hmm.
which happened in Australia. It was a 6-man tag match
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't even on TV.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, that is not how you want to end your career.
Yeah. Well,
Really not. And especially if you're Hogan, you want your last match to be like a big deal where a whole event's based around it like they do now. And he never got that. He probably just finished wrestling that one match back in 2012 and he just went and said, I can't do this anymore. And that was it.
yeah. The other thing is that it's all about money, and if he had a big wrestling match, at that point. Now, I don't know much about wrestling, but he probably wasn't as popular at that point as he was back in the 80s.
Oh yeah, but still, he was with a company called TNA, and they were so far down that anybody with his level of cachet would have. I mean, they handled it wrong because he went in there, and not only did they pay him a bunch of money, they gave him the reins, and he ruined a lot of stuff that people liked about that company. But just having him come in, it could have they handled it wrong, but it could have been a really big thing for them if they handled it correctly. You can't Why would you let him run the company? It's like, oh, he was once successful as a wrestler. It's like, okay, hire him as an agent. Have him work with the boys and make the boys better. Don't have him run the whole goddamn store. He's never managed this thing before. He's not known for being a good booker. He's not known for being a good, he's not known for behind the scenes stuff. He's known for being good on camera.
Mhm.
So he should work with people with helping them look good on camera by telling them, well, if I was doing it, I would do it this way. That's what he should have done. Not go and say, hey, Hulk, here's our show. We've been running the same way for 10 years. How would you ruin it? I mean, fix it.
Let me tell you something, brother. I can get you a 2-spot shot right after the Huggies ad.
Yeah, brother.
Like that.
Yeah, that was the downfall of TNA, and then they're like they're WWE's like minor league or whatever, and I haven't watched them in years. I hear they just suck. It's just like it's stupid. All these companies are just wrestling's really bad right now. Like it sucks because 2 years ago it was really good. And that's how fast it changes. It just goes in cycles. It depends who's running things and how it's being run, and they're turning fans away now. They can't sell WrestleMania tickets. They can't sell them. They can't sell them. They're doing a blackout of WrestleMania, like 100-mile blackout or whatever. Like, do it. Not that you're going to be interested in watching it, but you might not be able to watch it even if you didn't want to watch it, because I think you probably live too close to Vegas. This is going to make that blackout even longer and longer. Soon the whole country won't be able to watch it because they're going to watch it and go and fly to Vegas and watch it in person.
I don't even know if there'd be anyone that I'd even recognize in wrestling at this time.
Well, they might have like a celebrity on who will be there in the crowd, and you might go and say, "Oh, look, it's the kid from Home Alone. He's our age now."
It's Jerry Springer again.
Jerry Springer's been dead.
I did not know that.
Oh, you didn't know Jerry Springer died? Yeah.
No, I did not know Jerry Springer died.
Yeah, he died a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, fine. It's Montel.
The person you would see on there, if you saw anybody, I would think if you turn on a wrestling paper, if you turned on WrestleMania, the only person that they might have in the crowd that you might recognize is Macaulay Culkin.
Okay, then that is so not wrestling.
But he's a huge wrestling fan, and he is he's been in like a lot of them. Like there's footage of him as a kid at a wrestling show, and then there's footage of him like last year at a wrestling show. In fact, he got a bigger pop than the wrestlers did.
So when we finally do the wrestling episode where we're gonna talk for the whole hour or so about wrestling, I think you should get Macaulay Culkin, and because his name also starts with M, so it can still say the BM show, and you're good.
I thought that we were just going to do one where we were going to do movie reviews with wrestlers in the movie, but they're not playing wrestlers.
We are going to do that, and I hope that everybody's looking forward to that one.
Is that like, yeah, what movies are we doing for that? When are we doing that?
I think that's actually next month.
Is that March?
We are almost to March, yes. And next week we'll go over the schedule, so we'll see if it's on the list. I'm about 99% sure that's on that one.
You want to take a look at it now? I mean, we do have a light week.
Absolutely. We had plenty of time. Let's see what's on the... So we're going to do a treat to the non-VIP members this time. We're actually going to pull up the month of March. You will hear this again next month. Why don't we go over what we're doing in March?
Okay.
So March 1st, we're going to be talking about, this is the second part of this, favorite game villains.
I guess because we did favorite game heroes for
Yeah.
February, so this will be part 2 of that. Okay.
March 8th, we are going to be celebrating one of the most important holidays in our country. And that will be the Daylight Savings Extravaganza. We are going to be doing movie reviews of movies like Edge of Tomorrow, Back to the Future, Groundhog Day, Butterfly Effect, Time Cop, and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I'm not sure why we chose those.
They're all involving time travel in some form.
Oh, if you say so, Ben. On the 15th of March, I believe that's the Ides of March, we are doing customer depreciation. I can't even say that word, and I wrote it.
Depreciation.
Depreciation week. Thank you. Bad service we've received. And evidently last night I guess I'm gonna be talking about myself on that episode. March 22nd. Here it is. Take It Not to the Ring movie reviews. We have Suburban Commando, The Marine, The Condemned, The Princess Bride, and Thunder in Paradise. Ben, what do 3 of those movies have in common?
Hulk Hogan.
No.
Uh,
The.
oh, Hogan's only in 2 of them. Okay,
And Hogan's in the 2 that do not have the.
yes. See, because it's Hogan. He doesn't. He is the.
He is such a
the-
star that the people that produce a movie don't even have to put the in the title.
Yeah, one of the movies he is supported by Christopher Lloyd, who is an established actor, I believe an award-winning actor, and in the other one, he is the senior actor in the whole thing. He is the one supporting. So you can imagine which one's gonna be good and which one's gonna be
So then on March 29th, we have But This Version Plays Better. So these are games that have multiple releases on different platforms. We'll talk about them and decide which version plays the best.
So that's at the month of March, and then next week, what are we doing?
Next week. That's a good question that I don't have the answer to.
What are
We got a problem.
find out next week? What?
Tell me if this sounds familiar. Next week we have too many copies of games or games that plays best in which version. I think we're gonna have to redo the topic for the end of March. It's a good thing we went over this.
Yeah, because so basically it's the same topic because worded differently.
It's basically the same topic. I don't know how that happened. So
this is going to be for games that are released on multiple systems. If there's a particular version of the particular port that we prefer over other ports.
yes.
Yeah.
So basically, March 29th, we do not know what we're doing right now. So if you actually got this far and you have any ideas, feel free to leave a comment and we will throw it into the pot and see which one we draw.
How much you guys suck?
We can talk about that if you want. But why I do not watch the BM show?
Yeah. There was somebody left a comment and it was like, why would you explain what the Terminator is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that.
Dude, you just left a comment. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for leaving a comment. Boy, I said you're a douchebag. It's like, yeah, thank you. The comments are great.
Yeah, there was one that I saw too that I'm gonna see if I could dig this up really quick. That I felt that now that I think about it, I wanted to just kind of throw out there. So let me see if I can find this comment really fast. If not, we'll just kind of move on. I think it was probably about a week ago or so. It's on. You know, it's on was I think it's on Clash of the Titans. Oh yes, I know what it was, but I can't find it now. Here it is. 2 weeks ago, Clash of the Titans. Grumpy old men. Can you believe that Ben? Can you believe somebody put that comment about us? You putz.
Okay, so if you're listening to the show right now, then you are listening to the whole thing. Normally, when I put the videos together, they're about a minute. I tend to stick to the negative stuff that we said about whatever the movie is, unless we go and like completely love it. Then that's different. Like the Arnold Schwarzenegger thing, we didn't really say anything negative about Terminator. But
Westworld.
if we did, I probably would have concentrated on it because negativity is what people look for. That's why the news doesn't come on there and tell you about how great the world is. They tell you about how horrible it is because negative makes ratings. So that's why. I'm sorry. I'm telling you, this is my thought process on it. And I'm like, also, if one of us says something, I go, "Whoa, okay," all right, we'll go with that. Like I wasn't expecting Mike to say that, or if we have the other guys on, I wasn't expecting Barrett to say that. Then that would be the thing that you would be on.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of we still do have a lot of positive reviews like Tenet or Westworld or Spice World. Basically anything with world in it. I mean that's a definite positive.
Yes, because the whole Westworld thing is none of the positive stuff I said about the movie. It's all about you not liking the movie.
Well, it happens.
And in Spice World, I think that was none of you saying anything positive, just me saying, "Oh, stop."
Yeah, probably.
Spice World, man, that's like a movie that just won't die.
I think we have to do like a down the line a return to like Spice World and Cool as Ice and movies like that.
And well, Cool as Ice is one of those movies that it's what's the old saying? Like, it's not that you're getting any better, it's that the people around you are so bad you're just moving up by default.
Yeah.
You went from like the worst movie ever to like, yeah, it's not that bad. I'll watch it again.
Yeah. I think Cool as Ice has that so bad it's good aspect to it because you're going into it knowing what you're gonna get.
Yeah,
And we
it's a 90-minute music video. There was 6 songs in that movie. It's music. I mean, like, there's movies with a lot of songs. There were 6 music videos, and this was not a musical. This is not a musical.
I think with Cool as Ice, what makes it so good is you're gonna go into it knowing Vanilla Ice is not gonna be Shakespearean. Spice World, you go into it thinking that same thing, and then you realize like there's actually some good writing in it, and there shouldn't be.
Well, Spice World is a mess. The same reason You know what? Spice World is very comparable to the original Casino Royale from 1967. That movie, if you hear, 'cause I watched the behind the scenes and how that was made, and if you watch that and the behind the scenes of Spice World, they did a better job, but it was a lot of the same stuff where, oh, so and so, this celebrity is going to be in town for a couple of days. Let's get them in the movie.
Yeah.
And because like in Casino Royale, they literally were doing that. They were writing people in just because someone was nearby and they were friends with the director. And they were like, "Hey, you want to be in a movie real quick?" And it was a James Bond movie, is the way we were looking at it. So everyone wanted to be in a James Bond movie. Same thing with Spice World. Spice World are making a Spice Girls movie, and everybody wants to be in a Spice Girls movie. Also, easy payday. Same thing in Casino Royale. Easy payday. Now you're in the movie. Now they have to pay you for being in the movie, and you didn't even do much.
Well, here's the thing though, is that if you take something like Cool as Ice,
Yeah.
and you hear a line like, words of wisdom, drop that zero and get with the hero. Okay, you're expecting Vanilla Ice to say stupid stuff like this.
Yes.
Then you fast forward to Spice World, and the perfect example I have is a part where the lady is having the baby on the bus, and the friend goes, they're trying to stop it from happening right then. The friend goes, keep your legs closed. And one of the Spice Girls goes, she should have done that 9 months ago. Okay, I'm not expecting the Spice Girls to go that route. And I think that is kind of the problem with Spice Worlds, where it doesn't get that so bad is good. It gets that so bad it's tolerable because it's not what you'd expect in a way.
I think a lot of it also is that people, when we're making the Spice World movie, was like, this is the Spice Girls, so no matter what kind of movie we make, people are gonna buy it. Where when they were doing Cool as Ice, they probably looked at it as like, dude, we got to make sure that we got to work around this kid. What can this kid do? Meaning, because at the time Vanilla Ice was a young person, so like, yeah, he would have been the kid I'm talking about. Like, what can this kid do well, and how can we make this movie work around him? And they did. It's not Shakespeare, but if you go in expecting it to be a Vanilla Ice movie, you will get a good movie.
Yeah.
Here we are reviewing this movie again.
So we'll put that on the back burner. So maybe we will talk about that someday in the future again.
Yeah.
Let's get on track now, because this is exactly normally when we would start the topic.
So we're right on time.
We are right on time tonight. So the topic tonight is stupid or funny stuff that you've done in video games. So let me give an example. The example that kind of just popped into my head, and I know that I'm not the only one I hope I'm not the only one that does this. If I'm the only one that does this, then I know I've got like real problems. And I end up doing this a lot in first person shooters, especially when you're going through the base, you're going through your home base. Then you get that one person that just has to be having a bad day and take it out on you. And the perfect example of this is me playing Half-Life, the original Half-Life. You get to that one scientist is like, "Not now, Gordon, I'm busy." And it's just like, all right, save game. Let's now find out if friendly fire works. And then all of a sudden you find out it does, and the alarm goes off. And I now have to take out the whole office. Even if they're running away, I gotta do it. And it ends up with me standing around an empty office at this point, wondering, okay, how do I continue my adventure now? I've wiped out the whole office. I got no one to tell me where to go. No one to lock the door. It's a good thing I saved it before I did this. And I always make sure to save it first, right when I get that person with the mouth. And there's some games like Shogo. You may not know Shogo. And this is not going to be the only time you're going to hear Shogo tonight. Where you take that first shot, and then you see all the doors go down for safety, and you hear the "get that traitor," and you know that the guard is coming after you at that point, and they have infinite guard. So at this point, this now becomes an even better time to put on God mode and infinite ammo. And I feel like at that point, I just want to call up the bad guys and be like, "Hey, I got good news and bad news. The bad news is that you're going to have an uneventful weekend. The good news is you're going to win without having to fire one shot, because I can go for days just taking out my own team." And I do that also. And I think you played Halo with me as well too, right?
Yeah.
I do that in Halo. I'll be taking out our own team just for fun. And sometimes people are like, "Who's shooting me?" Well, that would be me. And I'm going to keep shooting you. And you're going to fall. And then I'm going to run away, and I'm going to expect you to come after me as well too. It got to the point where Matt and I, we would, in Halo, when we would run out of ammunition, we would let the other person know, and they'd just be like, "Assume the position." And they get down on their knees, the other person would come behind them. Sometimes we'd shoot them in the head. Other times we'd be like, "I don't want to waste the bullets," and then just beat them until they're gone. But hey, we got our ammo back that way. I guess the takeaway in this is, don't invite me to any sort of wars.
Well, we did that multiplayer game where you went and just like killed me like right before we started, thinking that I was gonna instantly respawn and respawn until like 20 minutes later.
That was like Zombie Army 4. Well,
Like we both picked female characters, and all I said is that my female character's ass was nicer than your female character.
Well, there's also Portal 2 where all this like you're running, and I think I shot the portal right underneath you, and you just drop through. I mean, yeah, I'm a jerk like that.
Yeah, that's a pretty pretty tricky thing to do, especially when we're trying to work together here. Like, we're not trying to see who gets to the end first. It's whenever one of us makes it to the end, we both win.
Well, if the challenge is not challenging enough, that's when you have to do it. So that was my first one. So Ben, you are up.
Strange thing in gaming that I tend to do, I always collect every single power up if I need it or not.
Yeah.
It's like go through that and you're playing a game and you actually go out of your way to collect something you don't even need just because it's there.
Yes. That is a stupid thing to do.
Yeah.
I do as well too.
It's like, I don't need this power up. It's like, I think about it like in Zelda, like every enemy that I kill, even if I don't need the heart, I go over and I grab the heart. Or if I'm walking by a fairy fountain, I will use the fairy fountain, even if I don't have to.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then there's also like saving. Anytime I could save, if I'm by a save point, I just save.
Yeah.
Even if I just saved 2 seconds ago.
Yeah. Double save also.
What's that?
Double save also.
Yeah. You just save it and then save it again. Okay.
Or you get that battle went really bad and I used my X potion. I'm gonna go ahead and save it afterwards. So I don't have to do that battle again.
Or there's this thing I do in the beginning. This is why it's hard for me to play RPGs. If I screw something up in the beginning part of the game, I will restart it.
Oof.
And I will keep restarting it until I get like this way. It was taking me forever to do Final Fantasy VIII because I was determined to beat the spider in the beginning of the game.
Mhm.
So I kept resetting it until I could beat the spider. Until I found out you can't beat the spider.
Yeah.
The spider's unbeatable. You can get to a point where you can almost beat him, and then you unlock. There's like if you do get to a certain point with that mechanical spider in Final Fantasy VIII, there is a ton of there's a ton of experience points from it.
Uh-huh.
And I did achieve that one time, and then I think I sold that system off, so I lost my save.
That's okay. The achievements are in your heart.
Yes, they're in your heart. Achievements are a thing, though. It's like I wish you can carry achievements over from like one console to another or something like that. Because it's like I have all the achievements for. I mean, we talked about this before. Assassin's Creed 2. I have them on both PlayStation and on Xbox, and I literally played it again on the Xbox because I wanted the achievements there and not on the PlayStation. So I literally had to rebeat a game completely, getting all the achievements again,
Mhm.
so I can get it on the other console.
I will be honest, achievements are the biggest waste of time ever. I personally think so. I don't see a point in achievements, and I know there's people that love achievements. I just don't get it.
I've fallen out of love with them as well. I used to think achievements were great, but the thing is, like, who am I gonna brag to? Like, hey man, I got all these achievements in this video game, and everybody I know would just go and look at it and say, "Oh wow, I was out working and making money."
Hmm. I don't need an achievement to know that I wiped my crack clean.
Yeah.
I'll know when I look down in my underpants. That's fine.
I
I
like
mean, word for it.
this actually would have made. Oh, I mean, I don't know if this would have filled the whole topic or not, but like ideas for like what makes a good achievement, and I think good achievements are when you're gonna do them in the game anyways, pretty much, or if there's like a side quest that you.
I think those are the worst achievements. I think that when you get those achievements, they're like started the quest, beat the first boss. I don't care. I guess the only way I can see achievements worth it is if like let's take Final Fantasy VII. An achievement would be like beat the Emerald Weapon blindfolded, drunk, and only used your tongue to press buttons.
I finally got all the achievements in Shenmue 1. I had to go and restart the game 3 different times because I kept missing that one opportunity to buy a dude a soda.
Mm.
That's one of the achievements is there's a chance that you might be walking by a soda machine and a guy is there in front of it, upset because he doesn't have any money. And you could buy him a soda, and it is one of the achievements. And it might not happen. It does not depend on the story. You can do the whole game and never have that and never experience that. There's another one where an old woman's looking for her friend's house and you help her find the house. You might never do that.
Mhm.
I had to go, and that was another reason why I had to go and restart the game. Was to go one of the times through was to get that achievement. So it does give you replay value. Um, but yeah, it's a whole thing of like, should they be only along the storyline anyway, so you just get all achievements just by beating the game, or should they be in stuff that you normally wouldn't do if you unless you went off the beaten path?
Yeah, I just I would still do those things without achievements. I just know you don't need that instant gratification, that job well done. I already know I got it.
I have my notifications off. So I don't even know if I get achievements. I like if I am trying to get one, I literally have to go and open up the window, and like look through this, or you hit the Xbox button and the slide thing comes in, and you can look through your achievements. That's the only way I know if I achieved it or not. Because I don't want that stuff on my screen. It's distracting. I'm trying to play and like, what if I get an achievement and I'm in the middle of a boss battle and it screws me up because all of a sudden now I'm looking at the bottom of the screen instead of what I'm trying to do. I don't want that.
So speaking of achievements, let me bring up my next one, because I achieved one of the greatest things in Final Fantasy VI. And that would be regarding the character Gao, which Gao is the character that lives on the Veldt, that jumps on enemies and learns their attacks. And then eventually you keep fighting on the Veldt and he'll come back, and then he joins back into the party. With that ability, with that specific creature that he learned the ability from, and he can pretend to be that creature. So in order to make this guy work so well, you have to stay on this Veldt area, fighting over and over again, find monsters that he has not captured or he has not learned skills from, jump on them, then fight a battle or two or three or four until he comes back. So he does take a long time to work. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking my achievement was, oh, you must have gotten all the monsters. No. See, Gao is the most annoying video game character I've probably ever come across in my life. So my achievement was, towards the end of my first play in the game, I flew back to the Veldt because I'd spent a lot of time on it. I flew back to the Veldt and I went around and found a monster that he had not captured or he had not learned from. Had him jump on the monster. My guys instantly got in the airship, flew away, never went back to the Veldt. And I'm happy about that.
So that was I never really played Final Fantasy VI. I've watched people play it, and I know it's like it's supposed to be a legendary game, like all the Final Fantasies are apparently.
Yeah.
The Final Fantasy fanboys love their Final Fantasy.
Mm-hmm. Up to 10.
Up to 10.
Yeah, I don't really hear much. Oh, well, 12 also. I guess 12 gets some love. But you don't really hear love for 13 or 15 or 16 or any of those. It's usually like 6, 7, 10, maybe 4. But those are the main ones. And 12 sometimes.
You're mentioning some online ones, and it just made me think of something. I saw a video like yesterday. They have reactivated. This is not official, but somebody has reactivated Xbox Live for the original Xbox.
Hmm.
They set up some servers, and there's a whole way that you can make it. That's something to do with like a memory. If you get like, there's a memory card adapter for using USB memory sticks, I think, or maybe you use it on a controller or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And through using a USB memory stick, you can go through this whole, it's a little bit of a conflated process, but you go through a whole process where you could update the firmware on your Xbox so that it would start, instead of looking for the servers that used to be there, it looks for these new servers that these other people have, and it will permanently change your Xbox. So now you can go back online with.
Nice.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I thought. I mean, the guy was like, the whole video was like, now I could play Halo 2 online again. I'm like, well, if you had the Master Chief Collection, you could have been playing Halo 2 online this entire time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
With a shoe workout.
Like if you're doing it just for that, but you know, I there are other ways to play it. But though I said some people prefer playing it on the original hardware, which if that's you, then that's you. That's cool.
Speaking of the original hardware, I was just kind of looking over at my hardware and I saw my Sega Saturn, and the top is like light gray.
Is that from Dust?
That's that dusty.
Yeah.
I just realized how dusty it literally is. I'm going to take a picture of this. I'm going to send this to you, Ben.
I just remember the first time I went out to go see you. You were like the Sega Saturn was like your favorite console. It was in your living room, hooked up to your TV, and then you went and got the Steam Deck, and then that just changed everything.
Well, Saturn wasn't my favorite console, but it was really cool to have.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm taking this picture, dude. I am going to send this to you because you got to see this is like a layer of dust that I could ski on.
Let's just put it up here. Can you put it up here?
Oh, I took it on my phone. So that's you.
I can.
I
I think. Hold on, let me see if I get my. Oh, it must be still sending it to me because I haven't got it yet. Come on, Verizon, let's go.
Yeah, you should have it now.
I do have it now. Okay, so I'm gonna open it up. Let me go. Wow, that is I've seen worse though. I've seen it worse. I've seen worse. Like it's so much dust that like it's caked on there.
Yep.
Let's see here. We're gonna open it up. I'm opening it up outside of Messenger, so I don't have to worry about mistakenly showing more than I want to, and I will share it with the audience if I can find it.
Yep. The poor layer. I think I'm going to really read that one. Yeah. Yep. And you can see the dust on my PlayStation 2 right underneath it.
I know. Dude, I bought one of those newer PlayStation 2 memory cards where like it could take SD cards and it's got like it's a computer in with it itself. And I haven't set it up yet, but I'm gonna be playing with that. But yeah, look at the dust. You can see the dust on your controller adapter too for your dongle. And
Yep. You can also look above and you can see where my 8-bit Do M30 controller actually rests on the table above.
oh, you've been using that. So in that controller that up in the top there, you see there's that one controller, and then next to it is that white and black box. That is also that's an arcade stick, right?
Yes, that's the 8-bit Do arcade stick.
Yeah, yeah. Mike is a fan of the 8-bit Do lineup. All right,
Those are great controllers.
yeah. Stop sharing that. I just bought a Retro Fighters PlayStation 2 controller because I was looking. Because the one I've been using is Bluetooth, and I'm using actually a PlayStation 5 controller with a Bluetooth adapter on the PS2. And Bluetooth introduces lag, where a 2.4 gigahertz, I mean, they all introduce lag, but 2.4 gigahertz introduces the least amount of lag on wireless. So I wanted to find a 2.4 gigahertz wireless controller setup for PlayStation 2 that is modern. I don't want Chinese shit. I wanted something that was quality. And Retro Fighters, I actually have one of their pads also for PlayStation 3. So now I have like, so that seemed to be my go-to for my older PlayStation consoles is to get a Retro Fighter pad for it. So there's my, I haven't played with it yet, but if it's anything like the PlayStation 3 one, it's going to be a quality controller. So I trust the name. Than that. This is not sponsored. We don't have any sponsors. If you are a sponsor and you would like to sponsor us, we are open for discussion as long as it's something that we agree with. We're not going to promote stuff we have no interest in.
This episode is brought to you by Rayleigh's sparkling water.
Imagine like we took like some sponsorship and it's like, hey Mike, see what's something that me and you are completely not interested in. Hey, I was checking out my FanDuel account. Did you see the game last night? What a game!
Oh, I was too busy on Instagram.
Yeah, so like if you hear us like talking like that, we sold out. It's like I do parody videos of betting app stuff on my Sora account because I think that gambling is actually one of the biggest issues we're going to have in this country in the upcoming years. So,
Yep.
as long as you don't gamble, if things are going the way they're going, as long as you don't have a major drug problem or you don't have a gambling problem, you'll actually move up in the economy without doing anything.
Yeah.
You'll just because people will be moving down so fast. You'll just be moving up naturally.
Yeah.
Kind of like how Cool as Ice is now no longer the worst movie ever.
Yeah.
It moved up just because other movies are worse.
Let's get back on track here.
Okay.
So you're up now, Ben.
Oh, it was me. Okay. Every time I'm playing a Mario game and I got one of those chances that I know of to make a bunch of lives, even if I don't need them, I still do it.
Yep.
So that could be like a Mario 3 where you get the flying or you get the tail and you can go and like float around in this before landing on people, and they have like multiple instances where you could do that. They get a ton of 1-ups. I'll sit there until the timer runs out.
Yeah.
I will only do it once though. I did learn my lesson because I used to sit there and just keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. But now like I do it one time until the timer runs out, and then when the stage starts up again, I just beat the stage.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll sit there and I'll end the game with like 80 lives.
I do the same exact thing. 3 is
It,
just not enough.
to me, it's like this allows me, if I wanted to take on harder levels, I don't have to worry about how many times I go through it now because I have like so many lives left over, you know. But then I still take it. Then I still take all the warp whistles and hurry my way through the game. But
Well, it comes down to, I believe I want to say 8-2, where you have to do the running jump and land on that super thin slice of land, and then do another jump. I think running jump after that is where most of my lives go down the drain.
you're talking about Super Mario Brothers 1.
Yes.
I believe that's 8-1. Is it 8-1 or 8-2?
I don't know if it's 8-1 or 8-2. It's one of the two.
I think for World 8, the hardest one is 8-1. If you can make it through 8-1, and as long as you can make it through the maze that's 8-4, you'll beat this game. If you know how to get through the maze already, then you're all set.
Yeah. I also like 8-3 at the very end of the flagpole where it just has the blocks in the air.
Yeah, but at that point, like you're at the end of the game, and it's like, you know, if after everything else they throw at you with the Hammer Brothers along with the Pluto at the same time, you're like, you know what? If this is what you have for me right here at the end, I will take it.
Yeah. Also, you do that one little mistake, and now you have to do all the Hammer Brothers again and everything else again.
Yeah, that's the one thing about World 8 is there's no checkpoints. So you have to start at the beginning of that level if you die. But then you get to 8-4, and 8-4, not only do you have to fight every single enemy again, because I think they're all in there. It's a maze, and you can go the wrong way very easily because nothing tells you where to go. You know, there's like in Mario 3, they kind of tell you where to go sometimes. Sometimes they don't. They tell you the wrong way to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then Mario World, they do the same thing, but then they're hiding the extra exit. I try to go through Mario World, and I have to do it with a guide because I don't know where these extra exits are.
Uh-huh.
So I don't. Do you know where they are? Have you ever played Mario World? Played through it?
Yes, I do. I usually do that just off of memory, and I do get everything. Sorry, Ben.
I never beat Mario World. I made it all the way to Bowser at one time when I was a kid, and I never beat it. And I just it's been like one of the few. It's actually one of the few mainline Mario games I haven't beat.
I've always felt like that Bowser was really easy because he's just in that little flying cup thing, and he slams against the ground, throws the enemies out that you just toss up and have them land on his head. I thought it was I thought he was actually.
It probably and it was easy once I learned that's what you're supposed to do, but then I never got back to him again because and it was not like that I couldn't. It's just there's so many games and so much, you know.
There's back door to Super Mario World where it goes directly to him as a boss. That you have to get one of the secret exits, but once you do, it's just you skip the whole castle and go to the boss fight.
There you go. Yeah, there's a lot of secrets in that. It's this Mario is just like layered in it, and you don't even know. Like you could play all the way through Super Mario World, think you beat the whole game, and then realize like there's a lot of the game you never played because all that stuff that's on the map that looks like it should be something you should get to, but there's no way to get to it. There's a way to get to it, and you just got to figure out how.
So that's the thing. Anything that's red, anything that's a red spot on the ground has an additional exit.
Yeah,
So
I didn't learn that until I was an adult. Like I was a kid thinking that I made it all the way to Bowser and I did the whole game. And then to find out that I didn't even touch there's a warp zone. I'm like, there's a warp zone? Dude, I just played through the whole thing. Even there's a warp zone?
I think I want to say there's 94 exits or so in Super Mario World total. I'm gonna look it up right now. Total exits Super Mario World. I'm that for 96.
96? And
96.
what's the minimum you need to beat it?
I don't know because I always go for 96.
Yeah, probably like 60 or something, but that's what I did. I did like the minimum.
Well, you can take.
I didn't, like I said, I didn't know there was all this extra stuff until like I said, I was an adult, and at that point, like playing Assassin's Creed, I'm gonna go play Mario.
Take out about 15 exits or 16 exits for Star Road and Special Road. I mean, that you're already down to what, 70, or I'm sorry, 81. And then there's all the exits that you definitely don't need. So yeah, you're probably looking about 60 or so to get through the game without finding a secret exits.
Mm.
But there is a secret exit that you have to get. And that's in the Chocolate Hills, because if you get the regular exit, you'll just keep going around in a loop.
Yeah.
And then also maybe the Forest of Illusion may have that as well too.
Yeah, the Nintendo games it's great because of that. It adds a replay value. Anything they could add to replay value, because these games are expensive. And it's like if I could have it where there's you can play through it and then like a friend of yours goes and says like, oh wow, you beat the whole thing including the extra levels. There's extra levels. You beat the second quest. The second quest.
Yeah, and yeah, that's the thing. It's true that those games were expensive because we complain about games being like $50 now today, but they were $50 back in when it was on Nintendo, and we didn't have the inflation we have now.
Yeah.
So you're looking at like games probably back then were the equivalent of, I don't know, $100 today.
Dude, I just got an email. I'm set up on Google Alerts, so every time my name comes up in a new thing and it ends up in their database, it comes up.
Uh-huh.
There is a prospect in the NHL with the name Benjamin Cassette Iote.
Okay.
So I might have to. And his birthday is he's also a Capricorn. It's January 3rd.
Sue.
So he's 18 years old. He's 6'1", 188 pounds. I'm reading his stuff right now. So yeah, this is an interesting email to get in the middle of our show here, because like I said, sometimes usually it's like it's something like I posted like a year ago and it just made it to the algorithm. But I was like, somebody did a fantasy draft and they drafted Benjamin Cassette Iote, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. So I'll have to keep an eye on this kid. Maybe he'll be the next big player in the NHL.
All right, so I'm gonna jump in now with another one of mine, and I mentioned that we're gonna go back to Shogo, which I'm gonna assume, Ben, you've never played Shogo, have you?
No, I thought Shogo was a restaurant. So
Yep. No, Shogo is a first-person shooter. It's actually a really good first-person shooter. It's really old and really hard to run nowadays, though. But it has these really bad cutscenes, and the first level that you do, you're in a mech. So this is one where you're in a mech sometimes, or you're on foot. And when you get through the first level being in a mech, the cutscene goes where you're in your room and it's like spinning around him the whole time. Like, do you remember when I did that video where I was spinning? Same exact thing, except it's spinning around the guy. However, as the dialogue goes, your trigger button works. So you could be sitting there the whole time pounding the mouse button and you're just like boom, 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 boom. You will see the bullet holes go into the wall behind you while he's talking. So I tend to empty my whole ammunition on that one scene.
Mm.
And then just have all these bullet holes that are just hit into the wall. And then I'll have to put on infinite ammo. Because because after that I'm in the base and I gotta take out somebody, right?
Do you remember Duke Nukem 3D? There's that one level, I think it's like the second or third level. There's a pool table.
Yes.
Did you ever play pool?
I tried like once.
You can do it, but you have to shoot everything with your gun.
Yeah.
And I actually sat there one time and I actually like emptied the table.
Uh-huh.
Just like, and it was like, about wasting bullets, and that's what it was. It was just a waste of bullets. It was just like emptying the table, and
Well, that's okay if you set it on infinite ammo.
it wasn't. I had to go and find new ammo after that.
That's rough.
Yeah, that's a fun game. But that's an idea of like that's dumb stuff like that I would do in these games. Like every single like these go through some of these games, I try every single thing to see if it does something. Like you get lost in the game, and I'll just go around and hitting the action button every single spot on the wall. You just keep hearing, uh, 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 over and over and over again.
Well, you got to kind of do that because, like, take a Final Fantasy game, you never, or Resident Evil. Take Resident. That's a perfect example. Resident Evil, you never know where anything is. Sometimes, like the
Yeah.
hidden stuff, you all of a sudden it's in a pot that you would have never clicked.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why you got to go through and like and when I'm lost, that's what I do. I just go back through the level and just go to everything.
Yep. And you look like an idiot doing it too in like Resident Evil because of the way that the controls work.
Yeah, because everything's tank controls.
Yeah, so you're like scraping across everything.
Yeah, no, I hate when that happens too. Like I've learned a lot in gaming. Like you hear about Halo. Halo is the perfect example of that. I think I learned in Halo, if I'm ever lost in Halo, just keep walking around until I start getting fired at.
Oh.
And as long as someone's attacking me, I'm going the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's helped a lot. But in the past, I used to get lost in these games where I ended up like walking all the way back to the beginning because I went the wrong way. You know, you get turned around.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that happens a lot, and it's worse when like you've already when you go a direction and you realize you're going towards whatever it is that needs to be accomplished, but there's another direction you could go that usually will lead to something that's a rare item. So you've been going the right direction, which is the wrong direction, and then you have to turn around and go back the other direction, which is the not right direction. And then you're like, okay, so and then you get back to that crossroad. You're like, okay, so which way do I go now? And you don't know now if you're going back to where you began or you're going towards where you were slaughtering everybody in the right direction because you've already slaughtered them.
And then if you're playing a game where the bodies disappear, so you have like no frame of reference that you've already been there.
Yeah, exactly.
And not that you want like a bunch of dead bodies there, but at least you know you've been there.
Exactly.
Or something I do that's dumb in games, like I'll see a power up as I'm going through, and it'll be in the back of my mind that I should have went and got that power up, but I didn't because at the moment it just didn't make sense for me to go get it, and I will backtrack to get it, and it will not be worth my time.
Yeah. Yep.
Like maybe I'll lose more health than I gain getting the power up back, or just something like it just ends up becoming a complete waste of time. It's like going on a rescue mission for somebody who's not even there anymore. It's like. Yeah, that's another dumb thing. So, but go ahead, Mike. It's your turn.
Okay. This one's gonna be the fun one. I've been waiting to talk about this one. This one is all about International Superstar Soccer 64. So I'm not really a sports fan. but I don't mind soccer, and I had a lot of fun with this game. Um, and this is actually kind of a twofer here. So the first part of this, I'm going to get out the second part actually out of the way first. In sports games, sometimes it's really fun to put the difficulty as low as possible, because I was winning those matches. Now this is soccer, mind you, usually about 30 goals to 1. They always seem to get that one goal on me, but it would be me kicking it off, running around the guys, go down and just score. And that was basically it. And I was having a blast with that. But what made it even better on top of it is something stupid and funny that I like to do sometimes. And I know other people do this, but I've gotten away from this too, and that's naming characters. And I'll start serious. Like when I did my international superstar soccer team, I was like, okay, so I'm gonna make the first guy Gain, which was like a Gane Gain. And then the second guy, okay, second guy is Rogers. That's the last name, that's normal last name. And then I get another guy, Victor's. Okay, that works as a normal last name. Okay, Borak. Borak's kind of a weird last name, but hey, it'll work. And then I run out of names. And then the next one I'm adding, okay, this guy's gonna be named Cookie. Okay, this guy's gonna be Suki. This guy's gonna be Domingo. This guy's gonna be Tubby. This guy's gonna be Scuzzy. These were actually names that I picked. This guy's gonna be La Fuzz. And La Fuzz.
The meow. The mew.
So the best one though was the character that I named was Ajekum. Ajekum is spelled IJKLM.
You do that stuff in your own time. You don't do that stuff in my house. What?
And the best part of it was Ajekum was the center fullback. Okay. But whenever there be a corner kick, I kick the ball, all of a sudden you see a goal pop up, and it was always goal. Ajekum. And I'm like, yeah, Ajekum, I love you, man. You rock. It's such a classic name. And I remember actually making it. I'm like, I don't know what to name this guy. I'm like, IJKLM. Okay, I'm done. I'm good.
Wow. I check them, but I don't wreck them. Okay. Check them. Damn near wreck them. Okay. Back staying on the sports thing. One of the I've been watching. It's actually a suite of channels that this guy runs. This guy Dan Iverson, I think is his name. And he runs hockey in context, basketball in context, baseball journal, and Sunday action football. And when the baseball journal one, he's doing a series on baseball stars, and I've been watching it every day because I was like, that's my favorite baseball game. And what I used to do in baseball stars, this is something he's not doing. He's actually playing the game legit, like how you're supposed to play it. I used to do the thing where I would have two controllers, and one controller would be the lovely ladies, and the other controller would be me controlling my team, and then I would just like win every single game and collect a whole bunch of money.
Yes.
And I would also make another team, and their team would be just for me to make money off of, and they would just have nothing but prestige, and that's one of the rankings in it. And folks, if you've never played Baseball Stars on Nintendo, or at least ever heard of it, look into this. This is a role-playing game of baseball. Other than the fact that it kind of needed a story, it doesn't have a story. If it had a story, it would probably be like a game that people would still be playing today. They are playing it today, but they would be playing more today, is what I mean. But yeah, it's like you own. I would cheat like crazy in the game to make my team like a super team.
Yeah.
So, and I think it's a dumb thing, because what am I proving?
Yeah, you're just making the game a lot easier for yourself.
Yeah, I'm proving I could cheat. It's like, yeah, it's like using the Game Genie to go and make the game easier, even though you've never actually played it on hard to be. You never actually played it normally to begin with.
Yeah, I did it too, so don't worry.
Yeah, and that's how it was with baseball. So like, I never actually tried to play through the game like you're supposed to. I just immediately started cheating.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
I want to go back for a second to mine.
Yep.
Back to names, because one other dumb thing I did, and it does have to do with names, is that there was a character that had that was named Gator. Gator was one of the center fullbacks. And for some reason, and I was playing this with my buddy. He and I would just play this and just beat the crap out of this game. And all of a sudden, I tend to give names like or nicknames. And even though these are nicknames as they are, like we would play he would play NBA, one of the Tecmo NBA basketball or whatever, and it would be like I'd be like, Marcus Jordan, the Wind, or something like that. I change their names and give them these nicknames. Well, Gator got a lot of nicknames. It started with like Gator the Assassinator, and then it became Gator the Emancipator, and then Gator the Respirator, and it all ended as one time when I took the ball down and went, goal, Gator the Defeatolator. And my buddy looked at me and was like, dude, that's really gross.
Major League Two. They have Rick Vaughn, played by Charlie Sheen, and he's trying out a new pitch, and he tells their new star batter, he said, if you get a piece of this, you can name it. He knocks the stuffing off the damn ball, and he goes, why don't you call it the masturbator?
Yep, I remember that one.
I did the same thing in Baseball Stars. I named all my characters, and my super team that I eventually had of all 90 maxers. This is no lie. This is how much time I wasted on this. They were all 90 maxers, which means I went and had to trade and build new teams and hire players and find 90 max players.
Mm-hmm.
I named them all after Looney Tune characters. And not only Looney Tune characters, there wasn't enough Looney Tune characters. I had to name them after Tiny Toon Adventure characters as well. Yeah. Actually, I started off with Tiny Toon Adventures, and it became Looney Tunes. Became what I had to go into to make up the names. But yeah, that was my dream team of amazing players. Oh, I also made not knowing that the American Dreams were named after Hall of Famers. I actually made a Hall of Fame team too. We used to love it because my buddy Chad told me about it, and I started he was like, oh dude, you're gonna play this new baseball game, and we were both in the baseball cards, and we both were in little league and stuff, and he was like, I had a school friend, and I had a neighborhood a home friend, and because me and my buddy, who we lived next to each other, we went to different schools, because even though we were one street away from each other, we were in different districts. And it was part of the city of Waterbury. It would have it would send you to schools that were not in your neighborhood in order to diversify the city. It was just stupid. I went to the local elementary school, while he had to go to a school across town because he lived one street away. Anyways, so I had a house, I had a best friend at home and a best friend at school. And my best friend at school, we would, like I said, we were really into baseball card collecting, and he was a huge Bo Jackson fan and all this other stuff. And we would, he got me into Baseball Stars, and then we would go to school every day and talk about the teams we were making. And oh, did you play the lovely ladies? Like, oh, the lovely ladies, no, I haven't played them. Like, yeah, if you do this thing where you just make them player 2 and just beat the shit out of them. Yeah. It's like, oh no, I didn't even know about that. And then I added a thing. I sent to Nintendo Power about it, about how you could get a 90 maxer as your pitcher, as long as your pitcher has at least 75. You make sure there's nothing in prestige, and then you fill their prestige up on the batter side after you filled up the pitcher side, and all this other stuff. Yeah, I really got into it. But it was just a lot of the same thing, where you're making a game, you're making your players, and you're putting way too much time into personalizing these players when you can't even do much with the graphics.
Yeah.
Even if you have a female player, they still show up as a man when they're running around the bases.
Yeah, they do. I remember that.
I went to romhacking.net to see today to see if there was any hacks for Baseball Stars, and the only hacks that they have, you can bring the Baseball Stars 2 graphics over to Baseball Stars 1.
Okay.
But nothing on changing gameplay, or if somebody could go through and even if they just made it'd be probably a lot of programming, but a story mode. where you have a team and you start off where you're facing the SNK Crushers and you make your way up to the lovely ladies and the idea is you eventually can make it so you can face the American Dreams and beat them, but you have to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Which is what Dan over at the Baseball Journal channel, that's what he's doing with the Baseball Stars. So I actually joined his Patreon because I was curious to see what it was, what he had to offer. And I'm not gonna stay part of it, but I do know now if we ever need a source for sports clips,
Uh-huh.
I could just join his Patreon for a month and I have he has all these sports clips. All the sports clips like I want.
Okay.
So that's good to know. I don't think we'll ever need it, but it's good to know.
I don't think we're going to sports. I think we went to sports once, and I think that's probably it for us.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So back on topic. I'm just going to do. I'm tempted to do 2 more, but I think I'll just do 1 more. Because this one is fun. So, and I think I've mentioned this to you. I think I mentioned this many times on our episodes, but it's always a good one to mention. Is that first off, when I play fighting games, I don't like to play against other people. I like to play against a computer. However, there was one time where Matt and I got Matt to do a fighting game with me. I got to play Street Fighter Alpha 3. And he's horrible at fighting games. He does not know how to play them. He's a button masher, which is great for certain fighting games, but not really the Street Fighter series. So I decided, okay, we'll make this as fair as possible. We'll put his handicap all the way up and put my handicap all the way down. Well, that wasn't enough. So we decided, okay, I'm going to play the game with the worst character and he can pick whomever he wants. That still wasn't enough. So we decided, okay, then I'm going to play the game with the controller upside down. So I did, and I beat him. And then I'm like, okay, so that's not enough. I'm going to play with the controller upside down, looking at the reflection of the game in the window. So we did, and I beat him. So here comes the third one. We decided this seemed fair. I'm going to play the game with the controller upside down and not look at the screen at all. And I beat him.
You're like that blind kid that could be like Mike Tyson's Punch Out because he knows the patterns.
Well, I honestly, I did have a little bit of a trick to this, is that I did pick probably one of the worst characters, if not the worst character, which was Julie, because she's basically a clone of Cammy with not all the moves that Cammy has. And instead of having the cannon drill, she has a sniping arrow, which if you can't see this attack coming, you deserve to get hit by it. But I did use the movement because it's a fireball movement. So I did use that move a lot to figure out what side of Matt I was on. So I had that trick going for me. But yeah, other than that, I had no idea where he was and I still beat him.
Yeah, if you ever get a chance, there's a video of it. There's a video. The kid's not blind. I think there is one of a blind kid who also do it, but I don't think that's a video of it. But there is a video of a guy who is blindfolded and beats Mike Tyson's Punch Out simply by hearing the sounds and knowing the patterns.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's like you're just like. One guy was showing actually how the patterns work, and he was facing E Honda, and he just, as soon as the match started, he just started punching. He's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and when he made it up to punch 27 is when he did that thing where he backs up and he goes doot, doot, and then he comes back down and he hit him right down, and the guy stayed down for the whole 10 count. The match lasted for 42 seconds.
Did you say E Honda?
Yeah. The thing where he backs up and he goes, dirt, dirt, and then he comes back down and he goes, and it goes, and it revs up.
Hold on. E Honda's in Street Fighter.
Not E Honda, Piston Honda.
Piston Honda, yes.
Sorry, we were talking about Street Fighter earlier. Piston Honda. Sorry, Mike. I'm sure the audience didn't put it together.
Yeah.
The audience member's like, I knew what he was talking about. Piston Honda. He does that thing where he charges up and he comes at you. But the guy, he just kept going. Well, he just kept punching. Just punch, 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 punch. Did not stop. And even when he kept going, even when his guy became like tired and he just dodged and got his strength back, but kept punching again. And he went and he did the thing where because he knew the patterns. He knew the pattern that if he kept doing that, he was going to punch the guy out, and it worked.
Yeah.
I don't play it like that, but that's how he did it. I just played Mike Tyson's Punch Out not too long ago, but I got the Nintendo Switch now, so I can go and play non-Mike Tyson's Punch Out, Mr. Dream's Punch Out.
Yeah. It's the same, but not the same.
Yeah, it's like you could imagine that it's Mike Tyson, but then it's not. It's not Mike Tyson. I'm surprised that they never like re-signed a deal with him and just reintroduced him back into the game or something. Because like, it's not like he's gonna want the same amount of money he would want back then. You could probably get away with him actually pretty cheap.
Yeah, true.
He's like, hey, we'll pay you $10,000, and for the rest of your life, or for the rest of the time, we get to use your name in the game. And he thought, oh, probably not $10,000, but
all right. You got any more?
I don't think that's it.
Okay.
Other than the fact every time I play Punch Out, I always have to go face Tyson real quick before actually playing the game.
All right, I'm gonna throw out my last one. I didn't know if I was gonna do this one. I might as well throw it out as well because just for fun, and then we'll call it after that. Stunts. Stunts is my second favorite game of all time.
That's one of those that's got like this the Super FX chip on the Super Nintendo.
No, you think it's Stunt Race.
Okay.
Well, Stunts is on PC.
Okay.
It's an old 1991 DOS game, I believe, is when it came out. Somebody will probably be in the comments like, "Well, it was actually 1990, or it was."
We always say this, and no one ever goes in the comments and says anything. So,
well,
we're inviting you. Please correct us in the comments, please.
Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and find out. Oh, and look at that. Yeah, it came out in 1990. Well, sorry, I was wrong. So if you commented, just remove your comment. Anyway, so my buddy and I, we were just so good at this game. We took this to levels that weren't supposed to ever be reached in this game. I'm not kidding with that. We figured out how to take stunts in it that you cannot take at high speeds, how to take it at full 245 miles an hour in the Indy race car. And we found out how to like break the game and do these crazy tracks. It to the point where we would put these stunts in there where you literally had to control your skidding so perfectly that it took forever to learn how to do. And then we got to the point where it's like we put 5 of those stunts in the track, and the person would come in because you could create your own tracks in this. So the next person would come in and be like, okay, sit down and drive it and not fail on the first try. But what's fun about this is when you get to that 245 miles an hour, you can jump and you can hit things. And what it does is like you hit the ramp coming down with like your back wheel, and you'll shoot straight up in the air. And you're going to fly up in the air for probably about a good, 200 feet. And then you're going to hit the ceiling of the game. And you'll hover there for a while. And then finally your car tilts forward and you go falling straight to the ground. And the physics on this game aren't actually 100% accurate, as you can already tell. So you could go head first, straight into the road, land, and keep driving. Or sometimes what will happen is you'll hit a building at 245 miles an hour, fly straight up into the air, and fly around the level and end up halfway on the other side of the level. The best part about this is it had replays. Now, I never watched my replays of me like doing a course just perfectly. It was always be when I had that ridiculous crash that sent me up in the air. And of course, you can change the camera angles. So you're looking at your car go straight up in the air, and you can see it hovering there with the ground not moving until it finally comes down. And it was just a blast. I just laughed the whole time, just watching my car just fly through the air after being in a wreck or just going up and then landing and keep driving.
Hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, those are fun games.
That's like the only good thing about replays. There's no point of having replays unless something really stupid funny happened.
There's those games where like the replay feature where sometimes it knows what you want to have replayed and sometimes it just shows you everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they go, oh, it's all damn thing. Trash.
Exactly.
All right.
With that, I believe that's the end of the episode. So I guess next week we're going to be talking about the topic we had planned to talk about on March 29th, but we're talking about it next week.
You know, it originally scheduled for next week. We double booked it.
We double booked it.
And that'll be, and the topic next week again is different port to the same game. We have a particular port that we prefer over it. It might be like something like it's an arcade game and we prefer the home version of it for some reason.
Exactly.
Yeah. It could be just because I don't have to sit in a stinky arcade with like some guy next to me.
Yes. And you will be hearing our two big names on the next one for sure from me.
All right. We'll hear that next week. Until then, what's the final word?
I'll